Hey, it's Lovejoy Yoga Therapy with Michelle. Thanks for joining me today. So if you've been following me on Facebook and Instagram, you know that for over 2.5 years, I posted every Tuesday tips on Tuesdays. And then I added that to this YouTube channel that I recently created this year. So I'm moving forward, I'm no longer going to be calling them tips on Tuesdays, but I will still be posting every Tuesday helpful and valuable tips for your health and well-being. So to make sure you get those videos, please subscribe on the button below. It's that red button below the video. And when you do that, you're going to notice a little bell symbol come up next to it. Make sure you click onto that so you get notified when I post those videos. So for today's video, I'd like to dedicate this to Arma. We were recently speaking about knee pain, and what happens with knee pain is oftentimes I work with my clients and I see that there's a lot of stuff going on in the quads. So we're going to be focusing on just the quads today. There are a lot of other things that come into play, potentially depending on each situation, but the quads are a big one, and they're the largest muscles in our body. So what happens we're going to be doing some myofascial release today. So the fascia is this interconnective webbing, this kind of tissue, this soft tissue that encases the muscles, the bones, our blood vessels, and everything, and kind of holds us all together. And the myofascial system is the fascia with the muscles together. And what happens when we are moving, when we are walking or climbing stairs or squatting, when you start to feel that knee pain, so in a healthy knee, healthy quads, you're going to see the fascia is this like smooth, gliding, moving mechanism. And what happens when knee pain comes into play, oftentimes, is there's a kind of locking action, and you see that movement start to stop, and that starts to pull on the muscles that are connected to the knee, and it starts to pull, and it can create some tension. And I sometimes feel a little bit of knee pain when I'm doing squats, so I know what I have to do. I have to reach for my foam roller. Foam roller, guys. I have a love, not love relationship with this baby. So I love it because it's so good for me, but I don't love it when I hit a trigger point, and we're going to be talking about that and how to move through that together, okay? So stick with me. I'm also going to share with you a life lesson that foam rolling taught me. So if you are new to foam rolling, this is definitely the way to go. If you're new to myofascial release, there are a lot of other tools that you can use. You might have seen tennis balls, lacrosse balls, golf balls. There are all sorts of tools that you can use for myofascial release. But if you are newer, I'm going to advise you start with foam rolling. That's the best way to go. So we're going to get rid of these balls over here. And whew, all right, that went a long way there. Bye-bye tennis ball. All right, so grabbing your foam roller, I encourage you to either be on a mat, or I think that ball is still rolling all the way back. All right. So I encourage you to be on a mat or on a carpeted floor just to give a little support. So when you are doing a single leg foam rolling, the leg that is on the ground is also supported and you're not hurting that knee. So you're going to start in a hands and knees position. And the least intense version is to stay up on your hands. Now the range of motion that we're going to be rolling is from just above the knee to right about the hip flexors. So you never want to roll over the knee. So least intensive variation, like I was saying, is on your hands. If you have any issues with your wrists, a modification you can do is to come onto your fist with your thumbs pointing forward. So this is the way that you can start to roll to just above the knee, and you want to hold yourself up nice and strong, not just collapse into your shoulder heads. So here I'm not really feeling too much, and if you're not feeling anything either, I encourage you to come down to your elbows, and you're going to go into a sort of army crawl. And again, you don't want to dump the weight into your shoulder blades and let your belly drop. You want to keep your upper body strong and supported. The key is that your legs are staying completely soft and relaxed. You don't want to flex your feet, you don't want to point your toes, relax them completely. So I encourage you to start with both legs at the same time just to explore what's going on in your quads. And like I said before, there are 4 muscles in your quads. We're going to start right on the top and just kind of ease your way through. Usually I suggest a few rolls back and forth first, just to warm yourself up a little bit to the foam rolling. And then once you find a trigger point, or a sweet spot as I like to call it, maybe you might want to call it an ouchie spot, but I think a sweet spot is a nicer way of calling it. So when you find a sweet spot, basically that area in your body that's talking to you, you're going to stay there, you're going to hold yourself up, relax your legs, and breathe. Good. Now if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can also go to a single leg variation. So single leg, you're going to roll yourself a little bit up. Whew, I could feel something there already. And you're going to take your opposite leg, so we're going to foam roll on the right leg. You're going to take your left leg and cross it over the back of the ankle of your right leg. And now you've increased the weight and the pressure on your leg, which will also increase that release. So from here, you're going to find that sweet spot. Breathe in nice and deeply. This is important. Do not hold your breath. Sometimes I've been known to make funny faces when I foam roll. So try to relax your face, deepen your breath, and I encourage you guys, make a sound. If you are on a spot that's like screaming at you, first of all, you don't want it to scream at you. If it's that bad, then release the weight a little bit. But if you are on a spot that you're feeling that, just let it out, guys. I'm a huge proponent of not keeping it inside, but letting it go. So when you find that point, and maybe just kind of roll gently over that trigger point, and just let it go. Don't hold on, guys. Good. So that's the life lesson right there I'm going to share with you right now. So the things that we are most uncomfortable with in life, most of the times we tend to tense up and want to avoid them. But if we are willing to allow ourselves to surrender and to release into it, we find that it's actually not as bad as we think it is. So when you're on that trigger point, or when you are triggered in your life, or say in a relationship, or anything that triggers you in your life, maybe stay a moment, take a deep breath, and see how can you lean into it instead of run away from it or tense up and cringe. So it's the resistance that we have in life that makes life harder on us. Guys, this has been a big lesson for me, especially recently. So stop resisting, surrender, breathe. It's gonna be okay. So now we've been doing the top of the quads. We wanna lean over a little bit and get to the vastus lateralis, which is the outer quad, being mindful not to go directly onto the IT band. The IT band runs straight along the side. It's really just not a great idea to be foam rolling the IT band, and I talk a little bit more about that in another video. I'll share that with you in the link below so you can check that out. Other than that, so you're going to get kind of right, not on the side of the IT band, but just on that outer quad right there. Good. And again, roll a couple times. If you want to go deeper, stack your leg on top. Woo! I'm feeling it today, guys. And when you find that trigger point, stay there, stay there, stay there. Breathe, lean into it, and allow yourself to slowly, softly release. And sometimes this takes some time. It's taken me sometimes up to like a good solid minute sometimes to really just surrender. And then you want to get into your inner thighs. So to get into your inner thighs, easiest way, you're going to do a single leg. And you want to get the inner thigh, and in fact, I think a better angle, so you guys can see this. You're going to lay on the one side. We're going to do the left side now. And you're going to bend this knee. And again, army crawl. And remember to let this leg completely relax. Do not tense up that foot. Good, and usually kind of right above the knee.